All right, guys, welcome into another Schmolke Investment Team practice report. Saturday morning here, a little bit of confusion as to what time they were starting. We got in the fence, got to see the most of practice. Not much film time, but because Preston joined me today, we're going to have a lot more, I think probably than most, on TigerBait.com after this one. Mike Scarborough here with Buddy Songy. Buddy, what did you see today?
Happy Saturday morning, everybody. Can you believe it? 22 days until year 2 of Brian Kelly era kicks off against Florida State, ABC 6:30. And speaking of 22, both those numbers are going to be utilized, of course, if they stay healthy. Now, Deuce Chestnut has been running #1 at corner with Zy Alexander. Well, guess what? Ashton Stamps is coming in, and right now I got to say he's probably the third corner, and also Armani Goodwin. You like what he does, but can he stay healthy? So 22 days away, you're going to see a lot of 22s. And once again, as a LSU fan, you got to differentiate between 22 on offense, 22 on defense. You have a problem with double numbers, or it's just
no? I don't. But you brought up Stamps. He had a ball go through. It was a missed ball by Caleb Jackson out in the flat. Went through Ashton Stamps' hands with Sage Ryan. Took it and took it to the house. And Chris Hilton had a big day. 2 big long receptions. One on Deuce Chestnut. And when he got past him, you're not going to catch Chris Hilton. And he looked really good today. And that's something that Denbrock brought up on Thursday about how you just need to get him, get him moving forward. And hopefully he's about ready to have his breakout year and do some of the things we thought he was going to do out of Zachary High School.
We talked about Chris Hilton the other day. We talked about Mason Lunsford. Didn't see Pimpton out here today. Of course, that's the big tight end, number 88. You're going to see him in space. He looks like a big wide receiver. He wasn't out here today. Greg Brooks, once again, limited. That means number 15, Sage Ryan, is going to play a lot of football. Having some discussion with the media while we watch practice. Does 15 come in and play appreciably better, or do you want to wait and see how he lines up against Florida State in 22 nights?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Quarterbacks today, I thought Jaden Daniels definitely looked like your #1 quarterback. Nussmeier had some balls that floated on him a little bit. Tight ends, you see anything interesting there? I didn't see. Did you see anything go Pimpton's way? I did not.
No, Pimpton's not out there, but Mac Markway has made a lot of progress. He's going to play a lot. He's number 84. Of course, he came here in the swing. Jackson McGowan, Coach Denbrock mentioned it the other day in his presser, wanted him to get a little bit bigger. He's in the 230, 235 range. Of course, Mason Taylor, you don't have to throw the ball to Mason Taylor in practice. We know what he's going to be. Look, the 3 wides starting out, obviously, Kyron Lacey's had a great spring and a great fall camp. Malik Neighbors, he's going to get doubled because he's without a doubt the guy that could win the Biletnikoff Award. And then, as we know, Brian Thomas Jr. back out there, missed a couple days. The second 3 wide receivers, Mike, you've been talking about Chris Hilton, Aaron Anderson, and Shelton Sampson. Look, LSU's got plenty of talent, plenty of depth on the offensive side of the football.
All right, this report brought to you by the Schmolke Investment Team. Bart and Brian, big friends of the show for multiple decades. And so if you're overwhelmed by all the social media in today's world, it's so difficult to know what the facts are. That's where the Schmolke Investment Team comes in. They will help you manage your money and make the decisions best suited for you and your family. When you invest your money with the Schmolke Investment Team, you get over 40 years of investment experience. Let Brian and Bart Schmolke help you pursue the future you want. 318-448-3221. Call them, 318-448-3201. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisory member, FINRA/SIPC. Nobody better than those guys. Check them out on Versailles Boulevard right there in Alexandria.
Great time to have somebody that knows what's going on. And, of course, everybody knows Bart is as nice a guy and as professional a guy as you can find. Look, I watched a lot of the defense. I'm still trying to process. Major Burns and Taylor and myself and others said it. He's bigger. He's stronger. You can tell. He dapped you the other day. He's feeling his oats. So let's hope he stays healthy. Greg Brooks has been limited, but you know what he can do. He's a communicator back out there. Andre Sam, Mike, continues to run with the #1s, putting 19 down. He is going to start unless something crazy happens. And, of course, as we said, you got a handful at corners. Zy Alexander, Deuce Chestnut, obviously Ashton Stamps, LaTerrence Welsh, Denver Harris, all those guys in the mix. But Stamps has made a big push the last 3 or 4 days. He's had a big week this week.
I mean, how many reports now do we bring up Sam's name? You know, how big is that going to be a feather in Frank Wilson's cap? He's got a lot of feathers in his cap, but how big is that going to be if he ends up being what we think he's going to be based on what we've seen over the first week plus of practices? That might end up being one of the bigger steals in the transfer portal, getting him here based on what we've seen so far.
Couple of true freshmen that I'm looking at to make some moves. Javian Toviano, look, I know that he said during the spring they were going to play him in the box as a box safety. Brooks and Sage Ryan are right there now, so he's playing more of a cover safety. He is physical. He can flat out hit you. Of course, as we know, Colin Jackson, this guy that's swimming, he's going to be on special teams, but you know how physical he is. Hadn't seen much of 14 Matthew Langlois, and once again, safeties and corners, you're going to see a lot of people, going to play a lot of guys early, and you still got 3 weeks to get through the injury bug with those guys. Ryan Yates, I'm sorry, that was the other guy I wanted to mention. Ryan Yates going in the dime. He's had a good camp, another true freshman.
I liked what I saw out of Toviano a little bit today as well. We're recording this while practice is about to wrap up, in between practice and Matt House at noon. What do you expect to hear from Matt House today, or what do you want to hear from him?
Well, I think you're going to ask him the question that everybody wants to know. At what point in camp do you know if you can put pressure on the quarterback with your front four? Now, look, we know, and I saw Major Burns with a blitz or two today. We know I've been oohing and ahhing about Perkins and Omar Spates. That being said, there will be some corner blitzes. I think the defense is probably a little bit behind the offense, but they've been catching up. Obviously, the other thing that he will address or be questioned about, getting off the field on third down. Last year, they gave up 39% conversion on third down. You know that's got to be something he's going to be focusing on in this fall camp.
Guys, you need to get over to Drip IV. I'm feeling it right now. Had a belated birthday dinner last night. Had a little bit few too many, and I'm sweating bad out here. I could use Drip IV today. Go see them over in Perkins Crossings Shopping Center next to Iverstein Farms, and get your appointment. They accept walk-ins. IVs for hangovers, IVs just if you're feeling a flu bug possibly coming on. They got many different cocktail versions of them, and nobody's better than Drip IV. Give them a call, 225-256-3634. This heat is unbelievable, and an IV can help a lot of you feel a lot better. I
felt better. I saw a lot of the sweat guys. Hey, Michael Bonnet, who's been out here 30-something years, sweating bullets. And don't forget, happy birthday to Mike. I always tell Mike, get your sugar from your relationship, not your diet. But I know you had to have some kind of piece of
too much Tito's last night, I can tell you that. That's why I'm sweating bullets right here.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
Offensive line still looks good. Miles Frazier is solid at right guard right now, but we know Mason Lunford. Look, I'm not one to tell somebody to lose weight, but I wouldn't be surprised if Lance Hurd, they tell him lose a little bit of weight. Of course, Deshaun Womack's the defensive end who's starting to feel his oats. Once again, it's a excruciating time, but they do look pretty good considering you're usually dragging it this time. I think they've done a great job of training, getting them off their feet. A lot of meetings, a lot of work to be done. We'll see if they live up to that number 5.
Here's the thing about this. Do you feel like there's some good karma going on? We're 10 days in, and so far, if you want to talk about ankle sprains or anything like that,
no doubt.
And knock on wood, I don't have any near here, Bob, but if you're near wood, knock on it. But I think it's looking pretty good, even though it's only the third day in full pads, second day in full pads.
Yeah.
I think so far they've had some pretty good karma on that front. We're not hearing any uh-ohs out there or anything leaking. So hopefully that continues for this LSU football team. And
two other guys that have gotten reps with the 1s and 2s, and I don't know if we should be giving them bouquets or if it's going to ascend back to the depth chart. But Trey Bradford's getting a lot more reps with the 1s and 2s at running backs. Look, everybody knows about the 8. I didn't see much Josh Williams today, but you know what he can do. But how about this 6, Jordan Allen, the kid from LCA. He's playing a lot as a DB and a safety. Now, you know, that kid redshirted. Do you think he's gotten bigger? He's up 195, but you're going to have to play a lot of different people. And
he's got a chance. I mean,
he's got a chance to be in the depth chart. Oh, by the way, we did see Dibert is the kickoff man. We did see the guys on the rundown team. We'll give you some of those names and numbers as we have 3 more reports Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Guys, if you enjoyed this report, please hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button, notification bell on your way out, as we've got a lot more content coming your way right here on the TigerBait YouTube channel, LSU Tigers on TigerBait. And anything else you want to add before we roll out?
Happy birthday. 49 years old, and he looks great.
All right, guys. Thank y'all. We'll see you on the other side.